Hi, this is Apostle Rosalind Solomon, and this is a 10-minute teaching I told y'all that I would start doing on here, shortly. So I want to teach something about abortions. So we're going to make it quick and to the point. Now, when you date someone or you marry someone or you commit adultery with someone or you have a one-night stand, right? This is for women and men. Women mostly and vice versa for men. So if you ever dated anyone that had an abortion, you knew knowingly or unknowingly, or whoever you dated had some an abortion connected to them, knowingly and unknowingly. Like if you date a guy and he got a girl pregnant and she aborted the baby and she never told him, he's still accountable for that. So if you marry your husband or your wife and they never tell you they had an abortion, you're still accountable for that. Because when you sleep with people, it's a spiritual transaction. It's also a spiritual ritual. So if the woman gets pregnant and go and abort the baby, she just sacrificed the baby. For instance, she says, I can't afford a child right now. So she sacrificed the baby to these demons through abortion for money, because she's basically aborting the baby because she can't afford to take care of him. Or she's aborting the baby because her and the guy broke up. So she's aborting the baby out of selfishness. Many reasons why women, abort their babies, and it becomes a sacrifice to the blood demons. So if the man doesn't know she had an abortion, he's accountable. So when this man gets married, or this woman, gets married, and doesn't repent for anything or divulge that she had this, it makes the boyfriend or girlfriend or the new spouse accountable. So what can happen is you get the spirit of death automatically. You get the spirit of the grim reaper, which is worse than death. You also get your bloodline defiled and tainted from generations after you. You can get bankrupt, impoverished, illnesses, sickness, cancer. You could be raped, early demise, untimely deaths. And the children that you have from your womb or from your seed will be cursed with these things too, until somebody repents. It becomes a bloodline curse. Then it becomes an iniquity curse. Then it becomes a foundational curse. Then it becomes an ancestral curse. And then a generational curse. And then let's say you marry somebody, right? And they don't know that other people in their bloodline that may still be alive or are dead had an abortion. Guess what? Those spirits are in your bloodline because it's innocent blood that was shed. The Bible says you're not to shed innocent blood, right? So everybody, knowingly and unknowingly, if anybody in your family knowingly and unknowingly had an abortion, you need to repent. Your spouse needs to repent, or your girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance needs to repent. Even if y'all never had abortions, or you men, even if you dated different women before you got married or whatever, and you're not sure these women had abortions without your knowledge, you need to repent. Also, everybody needs to repent, because you don't know who in your bloodline, lineage, foundation, and DNA and generation has ever had an abortion. So you need to repent for innocent blood. So this is why some women's wombs are closed. This is why some men seeds can't produce, because there's a bloodline curse in the bloodline. Somebody had an abortion, or somebody murdered somebody in the bloodline, what have you. So everybody needs to repent. You need to go all the way back to Adam and Eve, or past Adam and Eve, your mother, father side, step parents side, ex godparents side, etc., and all past lives of you and your ancestors, and ask God to forgive you knowingly and unknowingly of all innocent blood that has been shed through abortions or through murder or through forced abortions. Miscarriages, you don't have to, because that's that's a spontaneous abortion, but it's not something that the person decided to do. It happened because they either married to an incubus or a succubus, or there's a bloodline curse in the family, or there's a blood-sucking demon in the family that causes these miscarriages and stuff, right? So all you have to repent for is abortions and shedding innocent blood, or if anybody in your family ever murdered somebody, or anybody you're married to, or anybody you ever slept with had no, that was connected to somebody that had an abortion, or was connected to somebody being raped or being murdered. You have to go all the way back to Adam and Eve, your mother and father's side, step parent side, as godparent side, and all your past life and all your ancestors' past life, and anybody that you ever slept with in this life or in your past life, or that you married or was engaged to. You have to repent for innocent bloodshed of rape, murder, and abortions, or anything else known and unknown. Even if you don't know anybody that had an abortion, even if you was with all these girls and none of them, all these girls and none of these girls told you they had an abortion, you still need to repent. And women, men that you are with, you need to repent in case they was connected to somebody that had an abortion, and they need to repent. This is why a lot of people can't get ahead in life, can't get married, can't have children. They're experiencing poverty, rape, incest, murder, different kind of stuff, because these sins are running in the family. And God speaks about bloodline curses all the time. It's just that they don't teach these things in the church, and these things are very important to teach, because once you repent for these type of sins, you clean your bloodline. You erase the iniquity out of the bloodline. And then your lives will get better, and any children you have will get better. And even your generations before you that's still alive, their lives can get better, because you're standing in the gap for you, your descendants, and all your ancestors that have died in this life and in your past lives, going all the way back to Adam and Eve, and anybody you slept with. Because once you sleep with a person, you become one. Once you marry them, you become one. So you adopted into their bloodline, and they're adopted into your bloodline. So this is why you have to repent for every girl you ever slept with, every dude you ever slept with, if they was connected to abortion, murder, or rape, or innocent bloodshed, to clean your own bloodline. People don't understand that sex is a sexual transaction. It's also a sexual ritual, right? And when the person gets pregnant and they abort the child, they just sacrifice that child to the bloodsucker demons for, either because they not ready for a baby, they being selfish, or because they need to work, or they can't afford a baby, whatever the cause is, or because you broke up with a child. Like, let's say a dude break up with his girl because his girl don't want him no more, and she was pregnant, or either she wasn't pregnant, and he killed her. That's innocent blood. Guess what? That bloodline curse is on the bloodline, starting from him on down, and people don't even realize it, because these things aren't being taught. If this was being taught, many bloodlines would be clear and clean, and life would be so much better for many people, especially Christian. Like that tornado in Nebraska I told y'all was coming. People talking about where was God. God was right there. He couldn't do nothing about it, because Nebraska full of sin. Got a bunch of witches anyway. That's why it's a tornado alley. They got a bunch of witches. They need to be asking God what they need to repent for. Why did this happen? Talking about where God is. God always getting blamed for everything. The devil get away scot-free. People get away scot-free. They need to start blaming themselves, stop blaming God. I hope this helped y'all. God bless y'all. Shalom.